What does it really cost to buy a home here in Florida? That is the question we're going to answer right now. Now, a lot of people wonder, how much does it cost to live in Florida? Well, I did a video about a week or so ago about how much it costs to live in Florida, and I actually break it down by the different areas and talk a little bit about the different communities. So if that's something you might be interested in, make sure you watch that. Put it down in the description. And if you're new to this channel and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? Do that right now. Make sure you hit the little bell icon so that you're notified every time I release another video. And you know, give me a thumbs up and drop in the comments any questions you might have that I'll circle back around to and I'll answer. I make sure to answer all the questions that ever come in to me. And with this YouTube channel, you know, I'm helping hundreds of people either move to the area or relocate to the area. I am a local real estate agent here in the Clearwater Beach area. My name is John Kinnanen. And if you ever need anything, make sure you just either text or call me. Doesn't matter, morning, noon, or night. I'm here for you. I got your back. If you're thinking about relocating or moving to the area, I'm definitely the real estate agent you want to go with. I've also released a video, 6 steps on moving to the Clearwater area, and I've had to streamline this process, so make sure you watch that. I'll put that down in the descriptions as well. Now, what we're going to talk about a little bit today is going to be what it costs to buy a home here in Florida. There are so many different variables that go into what it really costs to buy a home here in Florida, from the different inspections. We might have an inspection actually here that you're not used to having where you're watching this from right now, because a lot of people are watching these videos from all around the world, and it's really cool that I'm able to help so many people. The first thing we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about if you're going to be buying a home in cash. Now, if you have cash to purchase a home, usually your offer is going to be looked at over the other offers because of, well, cash is king. You ever heard that saying? If you haven't, now you have. Cash is king. It really does help when it comes to purchasing a home, especially in a market like we have today. The market is really hot. There's a lot of times when I'm showing homes, there's a line of cars out there that really are waiting to get in. Some of them can't even make an appointment, so they're just hoping to sneak in between two other showings. You know, they're hoping maybe somebody doesn't show up or something. That's how crazy the market is right now. That's why it's so important to have a local real estate agent that knows the area, knows the market, and knows what's going on. Anyways, let's get back to the cost of closing a transaction here in Florida, buying a home in 2020. Now, when you're purchasing with cash, you're not going to have as many closing costs, and it's going to be a lot cheaper than when you close with a traditional mortgage or a VA or a FHA. When it comes to closing with the cash, these are the fees that you can expect. Now, the title company is going to charge you anywhere between $400 to $500 to close the transaction. Now, the first fee that you're going to have is going to be from the title company, and this is a negotiable fee. It just depends on the title company we go with, but it's going to be between $500 and $900 just depending on the title company. Your next fee that you're going to have is you're going to have a survey done. Well, you don't have to have a survey done. I take that back. It's a good idea to have a survey done. It's not a necessity, and a lot of times you can use the previous owner's survey as long as they haven't changed, added anything. You know, a shed, a garage, added an addition, things like that. You can just use the survey they have. But if you need to get one done, it's going to be anywhere between $350 and $500. And if you're going to do like a stake survey where they put actual stakes in the ground, it's going to be a little bit more. Now, your next fee that you're going to have it's called a title search, actually. And what happens is the title company is going to be doing a search on that title to make sure there's no unpaid liens, unpaid mortgages, and that your property is free and clear, and that previous mortgages have been paid off. It's also going to let you know if there's any easements on your property, and this is going to cost anywhere between $100 and $300. Now, really, there's only 2 more fees that you have to pay. First one is going to be the owner's title policy, and it's really negotiable on who pays that, but usually that is a fee for the buyer. The buyer ends up paying that. Pay for that is going to depend on how much you pay for the home. Like for instance, if you buy a home for $430,000, roughly the title insurance is going to be right around $2,300. Now the next fee that you're going to have, and this is the last one, this is it. This is really short when it comes to a transaction. And this one is the cheapest one of all. This is the recording of the deed, and this one ranges anywhere between $18 to $30, and the title company takes care of that. They record the deed with the state for you. So that's it, really. That's all the fees that you have to worry about when it comes to closing a cash transaction, except for the fees I'm going to mention except for the things that you have to pay for that I'm going to mention at the end of this video. Now we're going to get into a conventional mortgage right now, okay? Now, a conventional mortgage isn't going to have as many fees as an FHA or a VA, but we're going to cover those right after this, and there's only a few extra fees that you have to worry about if you have an FHA or a VA loan. Now, if you're watching this and you have questions about a specific loan or something specific that I haven't covered yet, put them in the comments below, and I will make sure I come back and I answer them. Now, when you have a traditional mortgage, or an FHA or a VA, there's actually been laws that have been passed by the federal government that mandates that the lender has to give you a breakdown of all the fees that you're going to be paying for, basically line by line. It didn't used to be like that. It used to be just lumped all together, but the federal government said, hey, wait a minute, not fair. You know, let's let the consumer know what exactly they're paying for and what the charges are, because some of them are negotiable, and it's going to depend on what mortgage company you go with. Sometimes the mortgage company will actually pay for your closing costs, which is really, you know, works to your benefit. So sometimes you want to shop around a little bit. If you want some names of some lenders in the area, reach out to me and I'll give you some, and some of the best that I've worked with. I'm not going to give you somebody that was a horrible experience with, but if you need somebody, let me know and I'll point you in the right direction. Alright, so we've covered what it's going to cost you when you're closing a cash transaction. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the different kind of mortgages that you can get. Now, first I'm going to talk about the conventional loan and then the FHA and VA. And the FHA and VA are very similar to the conventional loan, except for there's a few extra fees. And at the end of the video, like I said, I'm going to talk a little bit about the other things that you're going to have to pay for as the buyer as you go through the process. Now, when you're getting a mortgage, it's federal law now that they have to give you all the items that you're being charged for, line by line. Before, it used to just be all lumped into one sum. You didn't know what the heck you were paying for. You didn't know what all these fees were. Now they break it down for you line by line, and some of these are going to be negotiable, and you're going to want to shop around a little bit, because different mortgages or different lenders are going to have different fees, and some of them are even going to pay some of your closing costs for you. Now, if you need some help finding a different lender to work with, reach out to me directly, text me, email me, or call me, whatever you want to do, and I can get you in touch with a local lender here that knows the market in the area. Also, it's always nice to have a team of people working together that know the area. Especially when you're from out of state, like a lot of my clients right now are from out of state because of this YouTube channel that are reaching out to me and buying new homes in the area. Here are some of the different closing costs that you're going to run into when you're doing like a conventional loan. They're gonna pull your credit. They're gonna pull it from 3 different credit bureaus, and that's gonna run you anywhere between $175 and $200. Now, next, let's talk about the appraisal. The appraisal fee is going to be no more than $500. Usually it's between $400 and $500, just depending on the lender and who they use. And if this is an FHA or a VA loan, there's going to be a little extra that goes into the appraisal, so that fee may be a little higher. Next, we're going to talk about the loan origination fee. Now, this isn't set in stone. It varies from lender to lender, but usually it's between 1.5% and 1% of what the loan amount is. And next, we're going to talk about the lender's title policy. This covers the lender in case there was a lien missed, or some unpaid property taxes missed, or an easement missed, or something that's going to affect the property. This runs right around $500 to $600. And this just protects the lender. This doesn't even protect you. Next, we're going to talk about the policy that's going to protect you. It's called the owner's title policy. The cost of the owner's title policy is going to be different based on how much the loan amount is. Say you're buying a home for $40,000 or $400,000. You put $50,000 down, so the loan amount is $350,000. You're looking at roughly right around $2,000 for your title policy. This is important. This is probably going to be your highest fee that you're going to have to pay when it comes to your closing. This one is going to really protect you, because how would you like it if you were living in this home and then 5 years down the road you discover that there's an unpaid mortgage from a previous owner, maybe two owners ago. And they come back and they say, oh, we own this property. Well, this is what this policy is going to protect you from things like that happening. Now, that policy is protecting you from errors in the title search, which is the next thing that we're going to talk about a little bit. The title search is going to search the title and search the property records to find out if there's any unpaid liens, any unpaid property taxes, any unpaid mortgages. And this is going to run you right around $100. Next, we're going to talk about the title endorsement. And there's multiple different endorsements, but basically what it's going to do is it's going to say that there is nothing that is going to be out there that's going to negatively impact your property financially. And it's also a guarantee that the mortgage that from your lender is going to be the first in line as a lien. No other liens are going to be above that lien. This runs right around $200 to $300. Next, we're going to talk about a little bit about the buyer's documentary tax stamp. Now, this is charged by the state of Florida, and it works a little differently. It's paid by the $100 per $100. So say you have a $300,000 house, you divide it by $100, and then you times that by 0.35, and that's how much you're going to pay for that tax stamp. Then that brings us to the end of the transaction, where we're going to talk a little bit about the prepaids. Now, you're going to have 1 full year of homeowner's insurance up front, and then you're going to have a escrow account set up where you're going to put in prorated taxes, get your homeowner's insurance prorated and put that into there, and then that's going to sit in your escrow account. And then when those fees come up, they're going to automatically pay them for you, because they want to make sure that these are being paid, because this is you're lending against that property, so they're trying to protect that property as well. There's also going to be private mortgage insurance. If you didn't put 20% down or more, that you may also have to put that into escrow as well. So you need to know that up front. You can talk to your lender about all these different fees. Hopefully you have a piece of paper out and you're taking some notes, and if you do have any other questions, reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. Next, we're going to talk about VAs. So the VA loan has basically everything we just talked about when it comes to conventional loans, but it also has a funding fee. So at the end, the mortgage company is going to charge a funding fee. Now, sometimes you can either roll this into your mortgage, your VA loan, or you can pay for it in cash up front or at the end. Or there's also the possibility that you might not have to pay it at all if you were injured during service and you have a disability. Reach out to your VA lender. If you need a VA lender, I work with one that is all they specialize in is in VA loans. She does them all over the United States. Her name is Melissa. She's super awesome. If you need her contact information, reach out to me. Give me a call or text me, email me if you want, and I will point you in her direction. She's really good. Next, we're going to talk about the FHA loan. It has all the same fees as the conventional loan. And just like I said, there might be a slightly higher appraisal fee for a VA or a FHA loan. But also, when it comes to an FHA loan, there is a funding fee, again, just like a VA loan. But this one is 2.25% of the loan amount. They call this the mortgage insurance premium. With FHA and VA loans, there is no private mortgage insurance because these are federally backed loans. Now, when it comes to inspections, this is what I'm talking about. There's going to be extra fees that you're going to have to pay, like for inspections, and you might be living in a state where you're not used to these kind of inspections happening. Like in Florida, if it was built before a certain time period, you'll have to do a 4-point inspection where it looks at the heating and cooling, the plumbing, the electrical, and the roof. It's going to make sure it passes all those, those four, it's called the 4-point because of those four things, and that runs you about $150 extra compared to a regular inspection. A regular inspection is going to be between $400 and $500 for a 2,000 square foot home, roughly. And the inspection, I highly recommend you get one for sure. And if you're selling a home, a lot of times I tell my clients, go and get one of those before you even sell your home, because that way you know what you're up against a lot of times, and we can go ahead and we can fix it, because that could end up saving you thousands of dollars. Because say we go through the inspection, a lot of times, you know, you might not be there, I'll be there for sure, and we'll find things that are wrong with the house, and then we have to go back and renegotiate or ask them to fix them, because the bank won't even lend on some of them depending on how bad it is. So that's something you want to look into. And then there's the pest inspection as well, and that's because we live in a tropical environment. Because we live in a tropical environment, we have beautiful weather year-round. It gets a little hot in the summertime, but our bugs are big too. And we have a lot of termites, and we need to do a pest inspection to make sure, well, there's no wood-eating termites, and if there is, not the end of the world, we get it treated, move on. But we want to do one of those inspections, so we make sure we do that. That's very important, and if you're with an FHA or VA, they're going to require that anyways. Now this next inspection is called a wind mitigation inspection, and this one isn't mandatory, but I highly suggest doing it because it could lower your home insurance by 10 to 15% depending on your home insurance. I definitely recommend reaching out to your home insurance company and asking them about that. Now what they're going to look for is things like hurricane-proof shutters, what kind of glass you have, how safe your home is when it comes to a hurricane, because, well, we live in a tropical environment, so we get the benefits of all these beautiful days, but we also get hurricanes and we get plenty of thunderstorms. Like I said earlier, if you're thinking about moving or relocating to the area, reach out to me morning, noon, or night. I don't mind. I love helping people from all over the world. Hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Right now you're going to see some videos popping up that talk about the Clearwater area, right down to St. Pete's Beach area. Click on one, look at the cost of living, look at the different neighborhoods, and if you have any questions, again, put them in the comments. I'll answer them as quickly as I can. Have an awesome day, guys. Have a good week. Talk to you guys again soon.